The relevance of clear goals in personal life, fulfillment and well-being in addition to work and education. Clear goals are powerful tools for personal fulfillment and well-being. Direction in life. They help us shape the life we want, rather than just reacting to events. Setting personal goals about health, relationships, finances, or personal development gives us a sense of purpose and control. Motivation for growth. Ambitious but achievable goals push us to step out of our comfort zone, acquire new skills, and grow as individuals. It's overcoming obstacles. When we face difficulties, a clear goal serves as a reminder of why we are striving, helping to maintain resilience and persistence. Celebration of achievements. Achieving personal goals is an immense source of satisfaction and happiness. These achievements reinforce self-confidence and belief in our own abilities. Time and energy management. Clear goals help us allocate our time and energy more effectively, ensuring we are investing in the things that truly matter to us. Examples: run my first half marathon in 8 months. I saved $10,000 for a down payment on a house by the end of next year. Spend 1 hour of quality time with my family every weekday. Goal-setting challenges and how to overcome them. While the importance of clear goals is undeniable, many people face challenges in setting and pursuing them. Vague goals. The most common mistake is not being specific enough. Solution. Strictly apply the SMART framework. Unattainable goals. Setting overly ambitious goals that lead to frustration. Solution. Research. Learn. Be realistic about current resources and capabilities, and adjust if necessary. Remember that progress is more important than perfection. It's lack of relevance. Pursuing goals that don't resonate with one's values or interests. Solution. Reflect deeply on what really matters and why the goal is meaningful. Do not divide into stages, making the goal big and intimidating without smaller milestones. Solution. Break the goal down into smaller, manageable tasks and create a detailed action plan. Lack of follow-up. Setting goals and then forgetting about them. Solution. Establish a regular tracking system, review progress, and celebrate small wins. Fear of failure, fear of not achieving your goal, can paralyze your actions. Solution. View failure as a learning opportunity and adjust your strategy. Remember that the process is as valuable as the result. The path to fulfillment, the ability to set and pursue clear goals, is one of the most defining skills of the human experience in its search for meaning and fulfillment. Far from being simply an exercise in planning, goal setting is an act of self-knowledge, aspiration, and commitment. Goals provide the compass that guides us through the complexity of life, the map that transforms distant dreams into achievable destinations. By internalizing the habit of setting goals that are specific, measurable, areacable, relevating, and setting a time limit, and embracing the strategy of breaking down big goals into small victories, we unleash a powerful cycle of motivation. Each small achievement reinforces our belief in our ability, propels us forward, and keeps us on track, even in the face of challenges. So whether in the professional, academic, or personal arena, the message is clear. To turn desire into reality, to convert ambition into action, and to reap the rewards of effort, we need clear goals. They are the bridge between where we are and where we want to be, and the engine that drives us on this continuous journey of growth and success. The critical role of environment, pursuit of goals, whether personal or professional, is an intrinsic driver of the human experience. However, this journey does not unfold in a vacuum. Every step, every decision, every success or setback is shaped by an often underestimated but overwhelmingly influential factor: the critical role of environment. The physical and social environment in which we live has a profound influence on our levels of motivation. An organized workspace, access to the right tools, and a social circle that offers support and encouragement can be powerful catalysts. On the other hand, a chaotic, disorganized environment, or one surrounded by negative and skeptical people, can quickly drain energy and the will to act, making the journey towards our goals considerably more arduous and at times insurmountable. The physical environment, the landscape of productivity and well-being. Imagine yourself trying to focus on an important task in a disorganized office with piles of paper, inadequate lighting, and constant noise. the chances are that your productivity will suffer. Now visualize yourself in a clean, well-lit space with everything in its place and easy access to the tools you need. The difference in your mental state and ability to focus will be palpable. The physical environment is not just a backdrop. It is an active participant in our motivational journey. Organization and clarity. An organized space reflects an organized mind. Visual clutter can be a constant source of distraction and stress. Each item out of place requires a micro-decision from the brain, consuming valuable mental energy that could be used for the task at hand. A clean and organized environment, on the other hand, promotes mental clarity and a sense of control, making it easier to focus and be productive. The lack of clutter allows attention to focus on what really matters, reducing cognitive overload. Lighting and ergonomics. Natural light is a proven mood and energy booster. Well-lit environments, especially those with natural light, can reduce eye strain, improve alertness, and even combat symptoms of seasonal depression, which directly affect motivation. Ergonomics, on the other hand, refers to how a space is designed to optimize comfort and efficiency. An inadequate chair, the wrong screen height, or a lack of wrist support can cause physical discomfort, which quickly translates into demotivation and decreased ability to concentrate. Tools and resources. Having access to the right tools at the right time eliminates unnecessary friction. A writer without a working computer, a chef without the necessary ingredients, or a student without access to books and study materials will all face barriers that undermine motivation. Having the right resources not only makes it easier to complete tasks, but also sends a message that the task is valued and that the effort will be rewarded with the ideal conditions for success. Visual and auditory stimuli. What we see and hear in our physical environment can have a direct impact on our motivation. Colors, artwork, plants, and even room temperature can influence our mood and energy levels. Likewise, excessive noise or a lack of auditory stimulation can be detrimental. Many find productivity in environments with ambient music or white noise, while others need complete silence. Customizing your environment to suit individual preferences can be a great motivation booster. The social environment, the web of support and influence. If the physical environment sets the stage, the social environment sets the play. The people we interact with on a daily basis, friends, coworkers, mentors, have a colossal influence on our psyche and consequently on our motivation, support, and encouragement. A social circle that offers unconditional support and encouragement is a treasure. When we are encouraged, we believe more in our abilities and are more likely to persist in the face of challenges. Emotional support reduces stress and anxiety, freeing up mental energy to focus on goals. Mentors and role models can provide guidance, inspiration, and a sense that success is possible, reinforcing both intrinsic and extrinsic motivation. Validation from the people around us acts as a fuel that drives us forward. Social contagion and group norms. Humans are social creatures, and we are deeply influenced by the behavior of those around us. If our social circle is made up of proactive, growth-oriented, and achievement-celebrating people, we are likely to absorb that mindset. The opposite is also true. If we are surrounded by people who are skeptical, negative, constantly complaining, or who don't believe in our potential, that energy can be contagious and drain our own motivation. Group norms shape what we consider acceptable, desirable, and possible. Communication and feedback. The way we communicate and receive. Feedback in our social environment directly affects our self-esteem and motivation. Constructive and encouraging feedback, which focuses on the behavior rather than the person, can be a powerful motivator for continuous improvement. On the other hand, destructive criticism, negative comments, or lack of recognition can be deeply discouraging. An environment of open and honest communication, where ideas are valued and mistakes are seen as learning opportunities, encourages confidence and persistence, collaboration and belonging. Working as a team and feeling part of something bigger than yourself can be an incredibly powerful motivator. The human need for belonging and connection is fundamental. 8. When we feel valued and that our contributions are important to collective success, our motivation to strive increases. Collaboration provides the opportunity to learn from others, share the burden, and celebrate victories together, creating a virtuous cycle of motivation. The intersection of physical and social environment, it is crucial to understand that the physical and social environments do not act in isolation. They are interconnected and influence each other. A poorly designed workspace can lead to irritability, which in turn affects social interactions. Similarly, a toxic social environment can make a physical space, no matter how well designed, an unpleasant place to be. Consider a classroom. An organized, well-lit physical space with accessible teaching materials can have a negative effect on the social dynamics of the classroom if there is bullying, unfair competition, or a lack of support between students and the teacher. Conversely, a welcoming and stimulating social environment can compensate for some of the deficiencies of the physical environment.
Ow!
But not indefinitely. Strategies to optimize the environment for motivation. Given the overwhelming influence of the environment, it is essential to adopt proactive strategies to optimize it in favor of our motivation. Optimizing the physical environment, decontamination, and organization. Take time to organize your work or study space regularly. Get rid of unnecessary items and establish a system to maintain order. A place for everything and everything in its place. This will reduce visual and mental stress. Maximize natural light whenever possible. If there isn't enough natural light, invest in quality artificial lighting. Consider the impact of colors on your mood. Neutral tones tend to be more relaxing, while brighter colors can be stimulating. Ergonomics and comfort. Invest in a quality chair, adjust the height of your screen, and use ergonomic keyboards and mice. Small adjustments can make a big difference in your health and ability to stay focused. Access to tools and resources. Make sure all the tools and materials you need for your tasks are easily accessible. Reduce the friction of getting started on a task. If you need coffee to get to work, make sure the coffee maker is always stocked. Personalization and positive incentives. Add elements to your environment that inspire and energize you. Plants, photos, motivational quotes, objects that represent your goals. If music helps you, create specific playlists for different types of work. Optimizing the social environment. Surround yourself with positive people. Actively seek out people who inspire you, support you, and are proactive in their own lives. Energy is contagious, and you want to be infected by positive vibes. Identify and minimize negative contacts. This isn't about cutting ties abruptly, about recognizing negative influences and limiting the time and energy you spend on them. This might mean reducing the frequency of encounters or learning to filter out toxic conversations. Seek mentorship and role models. Find people who have already achieved what you want to achieve and learn from them. A good mentor can offer wisdom, practical advice, and a powerful sense of encouragement. Communicate constructively. Practice assertive communication and learn how to give and receive feedback effectively. This strengthens relationships and creates an environment of mutual support. Join communities and support groups. Get involved in groups with similar interests. Whether it's a book club, a sports team, a professional community, or a support group, a sense of belonging and collective support are powerful motivators. Set boundaries. It's crucial to establish healthy boundaries in your relationships to protect your energy and time. Learning to say no to requests that drain your motivation can be a crucial act of self-care. Personal responsibility. You are the architect of your environment, while the environment exerts a powerful influence. It is crucial to remember that we are not mere victims of our circumstances. To a large extent, we are the architects of our own environments, both physical and social. We have the power to make choices that shape these spaces. Power of choice. We can choose where we live, who we associate with, how we organize our spaces, and even the attitude with which we approach social interactions. These choices, no matter how small they seem, add up and create the ecosystem in which our motivation thrives or withers. Proactive action. Instead of waiting for the environment to change on its own, proactivity is essential. The space is disorganized, organize it. If a relationship is toxic, assess your limits. If you lack resources, seek them. The ability to identify environmental deficiencies and take action to correct them is a sign of autonomy and self-management. Awareness and intention. Developing awareness about how your environment affects you is the first step. Paying attention to details, noticing how certain conditions or people affect your mood and energy, allows you to make more intentional choices. Setting the stage for success, the environment, both physical and social, is not merely a backdrop for motivation. It is an active catalyst, facilitator, or hindrance. The clarity of an organized space, adequate lighting, and the availability of tools create a setting conducive to focus and productivity. At the same time, the support, encouragement, and positive energy of a healthy social circle act as invaluable fuel, driving persistence and resilience. Ignoring the role of the environment is like trying to navigate a boat with leaky oars in a storm. No matter how strong the will, external conditions can make the journey unsustainable. However, when we recognize and embrace the profound influence of the environment, we gain a new lever for success. We have the ability and responsibility to consciously and intentionally shape our environments. In doing so, we not only facilitate the manifestation of our own motivation, but we also create spaces where others can thrive. Building an environment that supports, inspires, and nurtures our goals is, in essence, setting the stage for our own success and lasting well-being. It's an ongoing journey of observation, adjustment, and optimization. But the fruits of the labor, sustainable motivation, and a more fulfilling life are worth every effort. The connection between motivation and habit, the intricate dance of the human psyche, reveals to us that the journey toward our goals is paved not only by momentary inspiration, but also by the silent automation of persistence. In this ballet, motivation and habit have a symbiotic relationship, a vital connection that makes the difference between a passing fancy and a lasting achievement. Motivation is often the trigger needed to start a new routine and form a habit. It's that initial spark that drives us to start running, learn a new language, or organize our space. However, relying solely on daily motivation is a fragile strategy, as it is volatile and subject to mood swings, stress, and external circumstances. Fortunately, nature offers us an elegant solution. Once a behavior becomes a habit, it requires less motivational energy to execute. The action becomes almost automatic, freeing up willpower for other challenges and ensuring consistency even on days when the initial inspiration is lacking. The initial spark. The role of motivation in habit birth. It all starts with a desire, an aspiration. Whether it's the desire for better health, a more successful career, or a stronger relationship, motivation is the fuel that ignites the engine of change. In the early stages of habit formation, motivation is crucial for several reasons. Overcoming inertia. Starting something new always requires a push. Leaving your comfort zone, facing the unknown, and allocating time and energy to a new activity are steps that depend heavily on a healthy dose of motivation. It's the motivation that makes us get up off the couch to go to the gym for the first time, or open the textbook even when we'd rather procrastinate. Definition of direction. As discussed earlier, motivation often manifests itself in the form of clear goals. These goals provide the direction and purpose that justify the initial effort. We want the benefit that the new behavior will bring, and this expectation of reward drives us. Persistence in the first obstacles. The early stages of habit formation are often challenging. New things can be uncomfortable, and the temptation to give up is great. Motivation acts as a protective shield against this resistance, helping us overcome the initial setbacks and keep us on track. It is motivation that reminds us of the why when the how seems too difficult, creating a trigger and reward. The habit loop, as popularized by Charles Duhigg in The Power of Habit, consists of a trigger, a routine, and a reward. In the beginning, motivation helps to establish this connection. Motivation makes us associate the action with a desired result when the trigger appears. For example, the motivation to lose weight leads us to put on our sneakers. When we see the gym door, the feeling of well-being after exercise is the initial reward. Without this motivational spark, many behaviors would never leave the realm of intention. It is the force that takes us out of stagnation and sets us in motion.